self-funded run of t-shirts. Unfortunately, the funding wasn't there. And we're all right. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Great. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in to Celebrate Downtown, only on Jess FM. We're here talking everything downtown Lethbridge, and I couldn't be more excited to welcome Lane Anderson onto the show. Welcome onto the show, Lane.
Thanks, Laura.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Yes.
So, you're like a pretty influencer, an influencer and an amazing marketer.
Thanks.
So I guess I want to start what did you think of my Facebook post?
That was well done. Jocelyn, my wife, was looking through Facebook last night, and that came up. She's like, "Hey, that's you."
Hey, that's you. Thanks. I'm doing, I used Microsoft Word to make the post.
Good.
Yeah, and I thought it would give, Microsoft would give it that retro kind of vibe.
Yeah, if you can get Microsoft Paint in there as well, that's a good alternative.
Microsoft Paint?
Yeah.
I haven't explored that one yet. I'll have to try it.
Old school.
Old school. Yeah, Microsoft Word is kind of where fits my computer skills perfectly. I'm like, it's not the tools, it's the creativity.
That's absolutely right. That's my philosophy.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm glad that you're here celebrating downtown. You were at the event last year and had a huge contribution. We're really excited to host Celebrate Downtown again this year. The event is going to be May 1st at the Multicultural Center, and that's thanks to our in-kind sponsorship from the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association. The Multicultural Center is located in the heart of downtown on the corner of 6th Ave and 5th Street, the old fire station, and it's a beautiful venue. What did you think of last year's event?
That was fun. I loved that event. The first one I went to was 2 years ago when it was still at Casa, and that's one of my favorite events is Celebrate Downtown. So we go to lots of galas and charity things and tastings and all those events. But I really like Celebrate Downtown. It's a good crowd. There's lots of good energy. It's not a seated boring thing. It's like everyone's out there having a good time.
Yeah, it's cocktail.
Mingling. It's a fun event. I like it.
Oh, awesome. We really, really appreciate you and your team's contribution to Celebrate Downtown. Can you talk a little bit, so I don't talk for you, but can you talk a little bit about what you did last year and what we're kind of doing again this year?
Yeah, we wanted to really make an award show feel like a big award show. So kind of like you're watching the Grammys or something when people are nominated. There's a nice a video slideshow of all the people that were nominated and what they're nominated for, and then when they win, there's a nice little video that's going along with it. So it's not just a slideshow flipping across. We actually have some video, and I think it really elevated how it felt like a big time award show. And so we can do that again. It's fun.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you're on board again this year. You're absolutely right. It just elevated the event, and it also really spoiled our nominees and offered them some really cool recognition.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Celebrate Downtown is all about. We are raising our glasses and celebrating our downtown champions. If you know a downtown champion, you can nominate them. That's a great way to get into the event and also celebrate an individual, a business, or a nonprofit organization doing amazing things for our downtown. You can nominate them at, it's a big one, www.getinvolvedlethbridge.ca/ourdowntown. If you don't want to type all that in, you don't have to. Just go to the Facebook page, Celebrate Downtown, and there's a link right up there at the top to nominate. It only takes 2 minutes to nominate someone in one of 7 categories, and thanks to Lane and his team and Lindsay at London Road Media, nominees are going to feel extra special that night. So by all means, it just takes a minute. So go check it out. Just click on the link on the Celebrate Downtown Facebook page. We can't wait. Nominations close April 3rd, but if you're thinking of someone right now, please just, if you're on your computer, just go nominate them.
Yeah.
Just do it now.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. So this year's a very, very, very special year. It is the 5th annual Celebrate Downtown Gala. It's going to be a cocktail party. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be kind of like a bit of a step up for an awards ceremony. We're offering some entertainment during the awards show. It's going to be very cool. I'm not going to reveal too much about that. But something that makes it especially heartfelt this year is that we are introducing a legacy award for the lifetime contributions of one very special individual to the downtown. And Lane, you're get on board with that a little bit with that project as well.
Yeah. Well, let's celebrate how great this person's contribution was, and we'll do a little almost like mini doc bio profile type thing so that everyone has something to watch where they and understand, if they don't already know them, why they're winning this award.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm so excited for the recipient to have the opportunity to have you work with them to tell their story and share that with the community. It's really beautiful. You're an amazing storyteller and an amazing, capturing that story through video, and I think it's a really special contribution that you're making. So I just wanted to.
I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, nice. Okay, we'll talk about it after. Great. So hey, Lane, you're kind of new to Lethbridge-ish.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of ish.
I'm one of the rebound kids, the boomerang kids.
Oh, a boomerang.
There's a few of us. We've just gotten to know each other. There's a bunch of people around town that I keep running into, and we all had this similar story where we left here young, and then all came back at late 20s, 30, and came back, and so there's a bunch of us in that age group who are all like that. We call ourselves the boomerang kids.
I love it.
So I left this area when I was 16 and came back 5.5 years ago.
Oh, nice. Well, we're very glad that you came back.
I am too. I love it in Lethbridge. We're very happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So hey, when you left and went and where else in the world kind of have you lived?
When I left Lethbridge, when I moved to Australia, I was there for 2 years. I left when I was 16, so I was there until I was 18, moved back to Calgary. I was there for 3 or 4 years maybe, and then I was out in BC, in Gibsons for a year, and then Abbotsford, Maple Ridge, doing my degree in Abbotsford. I was out there for 8 years in BC, and then out to Lethbridge.
Nice,
so
cool. So you've been around. So you've got some experience downtown and different downtowns around the world.
Definitely. Bigger cities usually, this is one of the smaller cities, even Abbotsford, which is only, people would think of as smaller maybe, but it is I think 250,000 people or something at this point. But it feels less like a downtown because it's a commuter city. You're 45 minutes from Vancouver, so it doesn't have even as much of a downtown feel as Lethbridge does, because even though it's probably 3 times the size.
It's a commuter.
Yeah, there's a lot of different downtowns, and I've experienced a few.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious because you grew up kind of in a small town here in southern Alberta. When did you kind of know that I'm a downtowner? I love downtown. That's where I want to be. When did you know that about yourself?
Probably when I went back to university, so mid-20s probably. I went back to school in Abbotsford. Was experiencing going into Vancouver quite often, and knew that I wanted to live in that kind of urban environment where it's old houses, big trees, you can walk everywhere. That was kind of what was really important to us. So even when my wife and I, when I graduated university, that's what we were looking for. We didn't know where we wanted to live, anywhere across Canada. I was already working a bit at what I'm doing, so I could, as long as I had an internet connection, I could live basically anywhere. And we were looking at a bunch of options, and Lethbridge came up because I was familiar with it. We visited a bit because my mom was still in Calgary, and so we've been down here a bit, and we just saw that we could have that lifestyle. We live on London Road, old house, big trees. I can walk down here to work in 6 minutes. I can walk everywhere. And here it's so affordable to have that lifestyle, so that's why we're here.
And that's why you're
I love
here.
it.
Nice.
I basically moved here to be a downtown.
Nice, you moved here to nice. I love it. Similar story for me. Well, not similar, but when I came to Lethbridge, I knew that this was going to be my home and where I had my children. Yeah, soon, my first, as soon as I was here, downtown was just where I was naturally drawn to be. It was just a natural tendency for me, to want to be, in the center of all the action, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So hey, do you have any great downtown Lethbridge stories? Do you have a story about downtown you can share with us?
I think fun ones are ones where we can bring our kids downtown and have great times. So with Love and Records or LEMF or some of those events that happen, there's festivals at Galt Gardens all summer long. I feel like every single weekend there's a festival of some sort going on.
So I got to interrupt just for 1 second. Hey, you know that you can nominate your downtown event of the year. If you have a favorite event that you love to go to every year, nominate that event. Just go check out the Facebook page, Celebrate Downtown. Click the link. It takes 2 minutes because you're right. There is a plethora of events that touch on so many different cultures.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the music ones. We'll come down with kind of the whole family and enjoy it in the afternoon, and then maybe we'll go home, rest up, and then I'll take maybe my oldest kid and we'll come back down. We've done Love and Records and LEMF and do. Yeah, it's fun to come down and just be able to walk down here and be a part of it and see all the energy, and that's
absolutely
some of my favorite times.
So I'm kind of curious, do you do you have a kind of a secret favorite place, a little hidden gem that you love about our city?
Yeah, probably two. So in the business world, the fact that I'm an entrepreneur and marketer, I think I don't know how much of a secret it is, but ATV's Entrepreneur Center, there's still a lot of people who don't know about it. And the Entrepreneur Center is a place where if you're business minded or startup minded or entrepreneurial minded, you can just walk in and there's advisors and people who will sit down and give you all the advice you need. They'll help you develop a business plan. They'll help you, and you don't have to be an ATV client customer. There's no fee. There's nothing. You just come in and access these resources so that you can be more successful in building your business. And it's a place where you can host your meetings for free. There's book this meeting room, a beautiful boardroom, bring your clients here, or just work out of there like a co-work space. It's just free, and it's just sitting downtown in the beautiful Paramount building. I think that one, and then probably more for the non-business side, somewhere like Street Legal Records that I think there's still a lot of people who don't know exist, and I think most people love music. And so this one's relevant to everyone, and there's a lot of people who don't know it's there, but an awesome spot to buy your vinyl or other formats.
Yeah, because it's like the neighborhood record store.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of culture in a neighborhood record store.
Yeah, I don't visit as often as I wish I did because I would spend too much on vinyl.
You would have a really big record collection.
I allow myself a small addition to it once in a while.
Nice. What kind of music are you listening to these days?
Oh man. I definitely like the blues a lot. I like the old blues. I built cigar box guitars. I like that
nice.
whole Southern blues type thing. But just because Lindsay at our office, she's a DJ, very well known, very talented DJ. We listen to a lot of electronic type stuff at the office. So I don't know. We're all over.
We're all over
indie, electronic, blues.
Yeah.
I like rap and hip hop, but I don't know. We're all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, downtown in the last 3 years, or even the last 5 years, it's changed a lot. What have you seen? Because you got a different perspective, having the fact that, you work downtown, your family is, downtown adjacent, you're here, walking around on foot. You have a totally different feel and vibe versus someone who's maybe just kind of in and out of their car. What have you seen on your walks through downtown in the last few years?
Yeah, I feel like I have a pretty good read on what's happening downtown on the street level on these streets anyways. And as far as change, most of the change I've seen is very positive changes, because the change I see is there's some buildings being rejuvenated, across the street from our office, the Oliver building coming together that I remember when we first moved here. The city was kind of like, what do we do with this building? Someone please do something with it or we have to tear it down. And then Hunter went in and has made the Oliver building amazing. We were in it yesterday. We're on the rooftop doing some video shooting. Beautiful building. So things like that. I know there's a residential project going a block north of there, across the street from Galt Gardens. I'm excited about all these things being built. Even the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association, where the event is being held, that's a new building since I've moved here. There's a lot of cool architecture, the suites at 601, all this stuff going up that's making downtown exciting and fresh and new. So that's what I've noticed that's different. Other than that, what's happening on the street level is maybe my perspective is different because I've been in larger, bigger centers, and when I come here, being asked for change for coffee on the street is not a weird thing to me. I've been in a lot of big cities. My sister came here from Vancouver when she helped us do the design in our office, and she was in the alley behind our office, and she's like, I can't believe how clean the streets are here. She's like, this is your alley? This is cleaner than our front streets in Vancouver. How is your city this clean? So I think anyone who is seeing change in a negative perspective hasn't been to larger centers where what we have compared to them is pretty modest.
I would agree 100%. If you've visited other downtowns, and even other downtowns in smaller urban centers, I don't want to, and then come to Lethbridge. We really have a great downtown core. It's really fantastic. I know that we've, our downtown has a lot of changes. That are not necessarily haven't been positive, but I really feel that as a community we are stronger together. And, that's what Celebrate Downtown is all about. It's about getting our community together and celebrating our strength throughout, this vulnerable time that we're going through. And it's an opportunity to, let our hair down and shake it off. And let's focus and celebrate the people and businesses and organizations that are making amazing contributions and changing the face of downtown.
Right.
So if you had, one vision for something that you would love to see downtown, what would it be?
We need more residential downtown, more urban residential, more not high rise, but we need this 3rd, 4th, 5th floors to be residential above businesses. So I think that would transform downtown a lot. Because now you got people who are down here who need their haircuts and their dry cleaning and their groceries and their day-to-day stuff, and it's going to support all of these businesses. Yeah. I think That's a big piece because there's like residential downtown is really light.
It is
compared to
pretty
other
light.
places.
It
It's
is pretty
all
light.
residential, commercial.
Why would
basically.
somebody want to live downtown, you think?
Because there are people like us who want to live downtown. I don't know. Like, you just want to be in the middle of it all.
Yeah, I want to be in the middle of it all and walk
But-
everywhere and never have to worry about parking again.
Yeah, but it needs to suit the kind of place that we would want to live in because there
Yeah.
is residential downtown, but it's more like low income kind of those
Or
types
high
of
income.
places, or very high. But there's not a lot of options for something that would suit my family to live right downtown. I still like the old house with the big trees, but there's if there was the right suite, like, to have that apartment living downtown vibe, I think that's what Lethbridge needs to bring people really downtown.
Yeah.
London Road's almost downtown, but
Almost. It's downtown
we need
adjacent.
right downtown. Yeah.
What are some of the cultures you see downtown?
The cultures?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, I don't know. There's definitely like a really strong sense of community in our downtown. I've definitely noticed that since starting on the HOC and working with Celebrate Downtown. The business owners and the people who are utilizing downtown like really know one another. It's a great symbiotic kind of relationship. It feels like community. It doesn't feel like a competition.
It feels like, I would say if I could define the culture of downtown, I think it's a culture of optimism.
Yeah.
Like for the people that I talk to, it doesn't really seem to matter where I go. I'm going to run into someone I know, and it's always like, hey, like so happy to see you. How are things going? Oh, things are great. It's always exciting. I know that there's people who are having struggles. Like I know there's been a few shops that have closed down recently, and it is hard to see. But for the most part, there's so much optimism among the people you run into downtown.
Yeah.
Like the Penny's a few doors down from my office. I can't seem to go in there and just grab a coffee. I end up talking to people for like half an hour because I'll run into someone I know. But that's what I love about downtown is there's always it's a pretty small group of people who make up 80% of the people who are downtown, and we kind of have our own little micro community here.
Yeah, we do kind of have our micro community here. It's true, but I find that the downtown is bigger. It's bigger than you think. Like I remember last year, Celebrate Downtown looking. Like I know quite a few people also downtown, and it was just so great to see so many new faces at last year's event.
Yeah,
and
there was a lot of people that came that was like, "Hey, that's so cool that you came."
Yeah, you work downtown. Like you're part
definitely.
of. If you're working downtown, you're part of the community. If you come for your doctor's appointment, you're part of the downtown community. If you're here just to for First Friday or to shop or go to umami, you're part of the downtown community.
Right.
Yeah, so this event is really for everyone. It's going to be held, Celebrate Downtown, May 1st at the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association. We're asking for your nominations, so if you can nominate your downtown champion, it could be a person, a business, an organization. Just takes 2 seconds to nominate. Easiest thing to do, go check out the Facebook page and hit the link. I think that would probably be the best, absolutely. So when you're like, are you planning to stick around for a little while?
Downtown?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Oh yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
Do you think do you think downtown, like, I know that you mentioned like the residential real estate, but I'm curious to kind of get your feeling on, knowing like what's happening into the future, like small specialty shop, like with regards to the business community and retail, the retail, apocalypse, as I've heard it called, and it's like the way that business is being done is shifting.
Yeah.
What do you kind of see for the business community downtown, and what's up and coming, how business has shifted, what kind of businesses are going downtown?
Yeah.
And if you are like a small destination boutique.
They're so different, right? Like our business doesn't get impacted as much as others because we don't rely on walk-in traffic at all. We're an office, so our employees come in, and then it doesn't really matter if no one else comes through the door the rest of the day. So that's a very different experience than selling, like a boutique shop, whether it's like men's clothing or something like. It's a very different experience. But I think what you're seeing change is that you have to provide people a lot more than just a product at a good price. You gotta give people an experience. You have to give people your expertise and recommendation. Like you have to come in, like we said, going into street legal, like you're going to be able to have a great conversation, and they're going to make some recommendations, and you're going to hear something you've never heard before. Like that's what you need, and that's what Amazon doesn't give you. And so that's what I see for a lot of downtown business. If you're on the retail side, is that people are having to shift to more than just offering products.
So you're offering like connectivity, experience.
Yeah, I know, if I'm going to go into a place, it's because I enjoy the experience of being in the store, not because I got to leave with a thing in my hand that I went there for. It's for the experience you went in there for.
I think so. So do you think that there's always going to be a place for retail in the downtown cores?
It's not going
It's not going anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because people do, eventually you have to leave your house.
Yeah, you do. And people crave connectivity more than
Yeah.
anything. So that's like, it doesn't matter how connected we can be, and we can buy things through our phone, we can socialize through our phone, we can do everything online, but we very much crave real life connectivity. That's why we just launched our seminars on social media marketing, and people keep asking me make them online courses, make videos. I'm like, no, come in and sit in a classroom with me, because that's the experience people actually want. They want to sit face to face and see real people. I don't think that's going anywhere.
No, I don't think so either. Can I ask kind of just sort of your personal philosophy, or what your thoughts are on something a little bit more abstract?
Sure.
What do you think is happening? Because we're creating our communities online, and we have our online world, our online personalities, our online communities, and then we also have our real life, world and communities. And now I feel like the line, there's a blurred line now between our real life, our real life communities, and then our online communities. Do you want to talk a little bit about that blurry line, that sort of, do you see this, kind of see what I'm saying, or see the same things?
So yeah, because I think community it's always based around something, whether it's because you're all fans of the same sports team, or you all have the same hobby, or you all live in the same location. That's what makes community, is a shared passion or interest or something. It's in common. And so when we think of community in the traditional sense, it's because we share physical space. We're close physically in proximity to each other, so that makes us a community. But when you look online, in the industries I've worked in, I came out of the poker industry, there's a poker community, and that doesn't happen in physical space. That happens because we're all on Twitter talking to each other.
Yeah.
Once in a while it happens in physical space, because we go to the World Series down in Vegas, and there's 50,000 people there, and it's I haven't seen you since last year. That happens. That's how I see community online, is usually the types of community that happen that are not based on geography. But this community, as far as people from Lethbridge, that doesn't need to happen online, because we have it here. So there's no Lethbridge chat board where we all go to and do it online. That's reserved for those things that can't happen physically. It's because you share an interest with someone who's in Russia or India or New Zealand or wherever, so that has to happen online.
So
that's what I see.
Our communities are getting smaller, but in this big world, our community, the world is now a community in a sense, with everything moving online.
I made one of my best friends and a roommate was because I'm really into the old air-cooled Volkswagens, and I bought one, and I joined an online community, a forum, and met a guy who I just need help tuning my carbs, and he's like, come on down, I'm actually just down the road in Langley. So I went down and met him because of this online community, and then we ended up being best friends. We lived together for a while, but it's because of it's that online community of shared interest, and then it happened to also be physically close to each other as well. But I see those communities being a huge advantage. They're not in opposition to the physical community that also happens.
It's going to be two sides of the same coin, of the community coin, so to speak.
Yeah. Sure.
That's great. Cool. I'm so glad that you're sharing your insights with us, and kind of understanding a little bit about where your perspectives. Really value them. What do you think is important for for downtown moving into the future, as as a destination?
I think the residential thing would really help if we get more people on the streets, because we don't have any trouble with getting people down here. I circle the block trying to find parking in front of my office. There's no problem. There is people downtown. It doesn't need to be more of a destination. But if we get people living here, we're going to have even more people without crowding in more parking. I think increased residential for sure. But I think having little branded zones in the way, if we needed retail, if we think of the retail center of boutique shops in Lethbridge, we're right on 6th Street here between 3rd and 4th Ave, but it's kind of 5th, 6th, 7th Street, and then 3rd Ave and 4th Ave that connect them. There's kind of that figure 8 of blocks where that's where it really feels like downtown. And I think that almost needs its own branding, in the way that Calgary has 17th Ave, and the way Vancouver has Robson Street, and there's all these destinations where you can define it better, where you're that's kind of the shopping district, or you can have a Chinatown, or you can have in Vancouver you have Commercial Drive, where all the hipsters are, and you have there's all these different districts, because to just brand downtown as a whole, it's too many things, so it's really hard to brand, because it's we have this, and we have this, and we have this, and we have this, which means you don't have a brand, you have a whole bunch of pieces. So I think there's going to be more segmentation of downtown so that we can have a shopping district, we can have an office district, we can have a whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what has to happen.
Sure,
we
I
need the
feel like
17th Ave branding.
that's it's sort of happening already a little bit
Yeah.
naturally on its own.
It definitely is.
Yeah, like you want it to sort of grow organically and.
6th Street between 3rd and 4th is like the street where you can really see yourself walking and grabbing a coffee and going into the shops. That, as our population grows, will just grow, I think, into 5th Street and 7th Street. And the 3rd and 4th that connect it, and that'll just happen.
Well, we're already seeing it on 5th Street, like you mentioned, like you're on 5th Street. You know, and like the Oliver Building is on 5th Street, and I really feel that was a really huge piece to the future of 5th Street.
Yeah, absolutely. 5th Street is an exciting street. We're all proud
it is
5th Streeters.
I know.
There's a candy store across the street that our office goes and visits often, and we're all proud 5th Streeters.
Awesome, cool.
Hunter with King of Trade.
Yeah, I love Hunter. He's great. Everyone, like, 5th Street is definitely going to be maybe the new cool street, I think.
Maybe.
If it isn't already. Cool. So, hey, I thought we'd play a little game. You want to play a game? Okay. Like, I'm playful. So I brought some props, and I'm going to show you the prop, and I'd like you to maybe somehow in your own words like connect it to downtown. Does that sound good? You're in?
Okay.
You're in? Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. So
I don't know what I'm in for.
I know, right? Well, here we go.
Think fast.
Okay, here's your first prop.
That makes me think of Love and Records. The logo is always or like Pride Fest with the
hearts
logos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to say I've got my hearts on for downtown.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Nice. Cool. Okay, here's your second prop. And there we go. Yeah.
Well, what does that make me think of? Makes me think of, so we're right next door to Pharmasafe. So that's where we get ours.
They still have toilet paper at Pharmasafe, so if you need toilet paper, go check out Drop-In.
Okay,
perfect.
Our landlord as well, so good plug to
Nice. All right, I had to bring this in.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so like Borderline for sure. I've been shopping at Borderline since I was probably 12 years old.
No way, that's such a huge skateboarding culture.
The same original owners. Very sad to see Infamous next door to us is shutting down.
Yeah.
So we are left with one skate shop, but been a long time Borderline shopper, and I know those guys there a bit.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Skate school with our daughter in the summer.
Skate school?
Yeah.
They have skate school now?
They do. In the
oh my
summer,
gosh.
It's all summer long. It's cheap. You go to the skate park.
Hey, Shayla Miller, if you're listening, there's skate school in the summer. She was talking about, she asked me if I could teach her how to skateboard. I was like,
your kids and they'll teach you how to skate.
take your kids and they'll teach you.
Extremely cheap for the whole summer.
Nice.
Skate school, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. I got one more for you.
Nice. I love downtown. I like the shirt.
You do? Oh, good. I'm glad you like it because it's a gift for you. I wanted to
thank you.
say thanks and throw you out one of our limited edition privately funded t-shirts.
I'll wear it with pride.
Thank you. Love it. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Before we really conclude, that was fun. I appreciate you playing along. Before we conclude, I like to do like a kind of a fire round with my guest rapid fire round. I just use I don't know if you've ever watched Inside the Actors Studio, but
No.
James Lipton has these 10 questions that he asks each one of his guests.
Okay.
And it's just a rapid fire.
Okay, let's do
All right, let's do it. What is your favorite word?
Awesome.
What is your least favorite word?
Can't.
Who turns you on? Or
Who
what?
turns-
Oh, sorry. What turns you on?
Oh. What turns me on? Like creative mastery, because I'm a creator. I love masterful creations.
Nice. What turns you off?
Pessimism.
What sound or noise do you love?
Slide guitar.
Ooh, nice. What sound or noise do you hate?
A lot of the noises my kids make. Dragging chairs across the floor.
Oh, that one's a bad one. All right. Hey, I gotta ask. What's your favorite curse word?
Curse? Are we allowed to say?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Go for it. Ah,
Yeah.
good. There it is. I just asked that question so I can have my guests swear on there. That's why I do this whole thing. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Probably writing, which I did for a few years, but never at a huge degree. But yeah, I would love to do that at a bigger scale.
Nice. What profession would you not like to do?
Accounting. Definitely.
Nice. All right. Well, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wow. Well, I'm atheist, but I would say if such a thing exists, I would want to hear "good job," I guess.
Nice.
Is that what you want to
Yeah,
hear?
high five. Well done.
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Thank you so much. I love the 10 questions. It's just a really fun way to kind of get to know you a little bit better. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a really great show with Lane Anderson today. If you aren't already following Lane on LinkedIn, go just plug in Lane Anderson on LinkedIn right now and click follow. You want to be following this guy. Your content is phenomenal.
Thanks.
We really, you're so giving in what you offer with your online content. So if you're in business or have any curiosity or inkling towards marketing whatsoever, make sure you go follow Lane on LinkedIn, maybe Facebook, but so definitely. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Clara.
And you guys, thanks so much for watching. We can't wait to see you at Celebrate Downtown May 1st at the Multicultural Center. Until then, I guess, hey, put your heart on for downtown. Great. Have a great day, everyone.